Back in August of 2014, I was pulled over on the side of Highway 10 for a roadside inspection by the State Patrol. While I was pulled over, another truck hit us. Initially went to the hospital and was kind of diagnosed as bumps and bruises and possible back strain with sciatica. I went back to Spokane. They said, give it a couple weeks, see if it feels better. And after a couple weeks, got worse. So looked into hiring an attorney after my friends insisted that I had to. And I was never really a guy to ever use attorneys, so it's kind of a new experience for me. And from there, just contacted a couple different firms and wasn't really gaining much traction. And then got involved with Negretti and Associates, and from there, within a couple of days, they got me a check on the truck, which was, in the grand scheme of things, was pretty small, but at the time it was huge because being as my back was injured and I used to be a household goods mover, that was my livelihood. So I was suddenly without a job for the first time in ever, and they were able to get me the money I needed to at least stay afloat while we dealt with the insurance company. I'd contacted a few other attorneys in the Phoenix area, which was a challenge in and of itself, being as I live in Washington, so I wasn't able to meet them face to face. And again, I just wasn't getting the traction that I needed. Nobody was working very hard to get them to at least pay out on the truck damages. My truck was down in Phoenix stranded, and I couldn't even get it back up here until I at least got some basic repairs to make it roadworthy. So I just kept looking around and got a hold of Jonathan and started looking up from there. We did have to file a lawsuit in our case. We were dealing with a company that was actually self-insured, so they had a third-party insurance adjusting service, and they were really of no help because they didn't have the authority from their client to deal with us. So we just kind of spun our wheels for a while, and turned out the client wasn't willing to offer anything, even though they admitted fault pretty much immediately, and we had a State Patrol officer as a witness. They just refused to do anything, so we ended up filing a lawsuit about 8 months after the initial accident. Really, the best thing about working with Negretti and Associates is getting to work hand in hand with Jonathan. He's very easygoing, very down to earth. From the movies, you kind of get a stereotype of lawyers being very stuffy and arrogant, if you will, and didn't get that at all. He was very good about always taking the call, or getting back within a real short time period. Never talked down to me. He listened to a lot of rants when the opposing counsel would just throw us a curveball, and I'd go off the deep end. He'd sit there and listen to the whole thing, and then come back with, okay, well, here's how I think we should handle this. And very good, very professional, but it was a lot like working with a friend and a peer, as opposed to working with just a stuffy suit.